Hi, it's Brandon. Giddy up. I love Ride.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I like ice cream. and Ride.
Oh, I'm Dan, and Gussie, we hardly knew ye. I despise Ride, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello, everybody.
Oh, boy.
Another Wednesday is here, and wouldn't you know it, only 3 more of these. This one and
Only
2.
3 more episodes of
others.
Ride. Are you kidding me? Where is the time gone?
What are we
What a
going to
shame.
do? What are we going to do with ourselves is what I want to know. Can someone tell me?
Man,
'Cause
I have
don't
no
know.
good answers at the moment.
man. The way
Hey.
home is back in a year, maybe?
7-8 months and counting or so.
Man, God is
Can't
good.
Yeah.
Ryan, how are you, buddy? It's great to see you.
Back at y'all. Some exciting news, or I hope. Bramblefest travel officially booked. The Ride
Wow.
Guy official.
Boy.
Me and the lady will be there.
So
Yeah.
that confirms all of the Bramblefests, all of the Bramble Jam co-hosts
Wow.
will be at Bramblefest.
Wow.
All of them.
Wow.
Ryan,
That's
Patrick,
freaking good.
Jax, Alonzo, Scott, Newman, all going to
Wow.
be there.
Christmas morning fame? Amazing.
Yeah.
I'll be there even.
You will be there.
I
Will
have
the
thought
horse
I,
hat be there?
are we talking about Ride?
We're probably not going to be doing a
Ooh.
Ride episode.
What we need to talk about is what we're doing after Ride.
Yeah, that's a good question.
In between Ride and When Calls the Heart, we've got ourselves a little bit of a pickle here. Power Rangers. Maybe what
No.
isn't there? Is there
No.
like a Hallmark esque show that we need to touch? Like,
We can't start a Heartland. There's like 1,000 seasons of it. No, don't say that. We aren't. She's muted, right? Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
she is muted actually.
Just making sure.
Oh,
Aaron
what's
Aaron
she
said
saying?
she said something cool.
Something.
What about Virgin River?
What?
All right, sorry, I'll unmute you. What?
Ryan, I'm the one who voted Power Rangers,
Just,
and then they vetoed.
Oh,
that.
I mean, listen. I appreciate it, Aaron. I think the audience would have who and a holler with it, But
and a
it's
holler.
these are bigger decisions. These are bigger conversations.
Virgin River on Netflix, isn't that like pretty popular?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it is. It's Hallmark, yes.
It's got a lot of actors from Hallmark.
It's got a lot of actors
Sure.
in it.
From Hallmark in it.
Would you say more virgins or more rivers?
Reverse.
Oh, come on,
I
Aaron.
talk for a living.
Haven't seen it. I'm voting Rivers.
Oh, voting rivers.
Interesting.
Oh.
More rivers than virgins. And that's what's wrong with this country.
Oh my gosh.
What the hell in a handbasket?
Yeah, we are.
I never.
Let's talk
I
about
never.
let's talk about Ride, shall we? Ride season 1, episode 8, entitled "Speak Now or Forever Hold Your Peace."
Wow.
And I want to listen something like
They
this.
nailed that one, man.
Thank you. The crew's getting ready for a wedding. The first wedding on the ranch since Missy and Austin's, and the wedding that is potentially going to take this ranch from no weddings to one wedding, which is enough to potentially make them the most popular wedding venue in Colorado. Their words, not mine. Cash comes in and tells V that she looks good. Get a room. Missy and V talks about what's going on there, and Missy then accidentally spills coffee all over the wedding dress. Hotshot Moneybags tells Isabel that he wants to name the arena after himself. The nerve of this guy. Can you believe that? Somebody selling the name of an arena for money.
Unbelievable. Who would do such a thing?
First of its kind.
Not
dirty.
Amway.
This
that's
is
for sure.
Go Magic. Missy. Also a belt buckle is missing.
Oh man, the stakes are out of bounds here. Woo, that's good TV. Woo!
So Cash and V are working on the dress, and they end up kissing. Oh my gosh! The beard guy shows up from the first episode. I think the same guy. Aaron's saying yes. He speaks words. He drops off the car that the bride and groom are going to be driving. I don't know why he has it. It doesn't matter. Who cares? He does have the missing belt buckle.
Explain why he has that.
I don't care.
Okay.
He does have the belt buckle.
More than fair that you don't care.
He does. I repeat, he does have the belt buckle. Do we get any more on that?
Oh, no, I don't know why he has the belt buckle. I know why he has the car.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Oh, I do too.
Right.
So Samson
Who is Samson?
in Idaho with the car and the relay system
Okay.
is for the muddy bags. That's why he has the car.
Dwayne, the bathtub. I'm drowning.
Dude, that's gonna crush later this week. So Missy and Gus,
People won't see it coming.
Missy and Gus's sister, the bride, are hanging out because Missy's trying to distract her on account of the dress. But she ends up coming in and seeing the dress, and she's like, "What happened to my dress? This was an expensive dress." And then she just starts laughing hysterically. And they end up fixing the dress, we all know. And Missy is like, "Listen, I loved my husband a lot, and that causes this woman to realize that she doesn't love her fiance, and promptly deuces out early, says, 'I'm not getting married.'" So Missy has the unfortunate honor of telling the family that there's going to be no wedding. And they, weirdly enough, all blame her for it. I guess she kind of puts off this vibe where she likes ruining people's weddings. I don't know. But they're all like, "You're the one. How dare you?" Including Gus, which I didn't see coming. He said some mean things. And before he leaves, he's like, "Maybe we should just take a step back in our relationship." I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that. I don't like that at all. So Cash is kind of like around a corner hearing all this happening, and he's immediately goes and tells V that he's not interested.
We flash back first.
Oh, yeah.
To see the scene where he talks to Austin right before Austin's going to marry Missy.
It's clear that he loved Missy.
Yes. Loved her.
Loved.
To tears.
And so he immediately goes and tells V that he's not interested in furthering a relationship. That causes V to cry and go and talk to Tough in the Tough Tones. And he's like, "What is going on with you? What's going on here?" And she's like, "I gotta tell you something." So then they all show up, and Missy and Isabel are hanging out, and they're talking about stuff. I don't know what they're talking about, but they're talking about stuff. And it's at this point that everybody walks in and is like, V's got something to say. V's like, "I gotta tell you something serious." Fade to black. And that, my friends, was Ride Season 1, Episode 8. It's now for our older
The wedding episode.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll...
we did it.
Wow.
We did it.
We did do it. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back, and we'll let's break this one down.
I love it.
Here
4
on?
segments?
Yes.
Take the hallmark.
The 4-segment show. Hey,
What
guys.
people don't know is Brandon and I are on a delay with each other.
Yeah.
So when I said 4 segments, it was after he said, "Let's break this. We'll break this thing down." And I said 4 segments, but you had already said here on, so it sounded like here on 4 segments. But Brandon and I haven't been able to be in the same room together
You
in
can see that.
years. Yeah,
You can see that on file.
That's
Like,
right.
watch. We'll try to do a high
That's right.
five.
You ready?
And okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
no, we're close.
Close.
Yeah.
We'll fix it in post.
We'll get it later.
Follow.tv/DTH for that gold. Let's do this. Let's do 4 segments. Let's start with a hot take. I am going to start with a guy who is giving everyone a run for their money when it comes to his hot takes.
Oh.
His name is Ryan. Ryan, what did you think about this movie?
I really appreciate that,
Episode.
Brian.
This episode of
What do you
television.
think about this movie, Ryan?
I've heard it both ways. You guys pointed this out last week, but these cold opens are now full acts on
They
this show.
are. They certainly are.
It's the first act of the show, and then it's like ride, and you're not ingratiating me because this already feels like a slog. The cold open, at least it's like, all right, well, we're gonna be moving, except we do like 15 things, all of which are uninteresting before we even hit the opening card. It's also now a third straight week of Nancy Travis insisting that others gaze upon belt buckles, and then we lose a belt buckle, and I'm supposed to care about this. By the time the first commercial break hit, they were asking way too much. They were asking me to care about naming rights of a stadium, a stained dress, about a stolen belt buckle. And Dan, I think you've hit this basically every week of the show's existence on this planet. None of these things are interesting. You would think if we're going to establish 3 plots before the first commercial break, that one of them would be interesting, but not this show. And so here's the other problem. Cash and V kiss was kind of interesting. The few things that we care about, that it drives me nuts when good shows do this, that they have their end game couple mapped out before they shoot the first frame of the pilot. And then actual chemistry develops between different actors and audiences get behind different pairings. And they say, you know what? Because they're on set, they see it, they feel it, and they say, we want no part of this. We said Missy and Cash has to be a thing, even though they have literally zero chemistry. And then that's what they're going to do. Ultimately, Bram pointed it out. Gus, totally doesn't about face. He has his reasons. He got left at the altar, whatever. But they make him a big jerk face, the most likable doofus on the planet. Gus. They make him a jerk face. He deuces out early, just like that's the other. We did a whole plot about a character getting married that we've never met. Whatever. Ever. This show stinks. Glenn, I kick it to you.
You're doing good, bud.
That was my favorite Ryan hot take. It was excellent. Yeah. It was no notes. 10 of 10, no notes. Wouldn't change a thing, Ryan.
Thank you. I'm glad I kept my cool.
I don't know, man. Like it is. We watched it. It is. It happened. I'm ready for this season to be over and potentially this show to be over. On a better, like, this is why writers are striking, because on a better show, writers are on like around so that when they see chemistry, they go, is there any way to work on this? Like, as the show's going, not in this show. And this show, we get Cash and V's first kiss and breakup in the span of an episode. And that was a lot of whiplash. And I honestly thought where we were going was Cash and V kiss for the first time. They break up and Cash goes and kisses Missy. Yep. I thought we were getting that at the end of going to get that at the end of this episode. We don't. I will say the one thing that this show does do decent is the ending of episodes, which I know sounds like a slight, but but I actually
the one thing they do well is stop making TV.
Is when the credits roll. No, that cliffhanger. I do feel like they've done that pretty consistently throughout the show, where they give you like one piece of interesting content throughout the entire show, and it just so happens to be the last thing that someone says, and you're like, God, I guess I'll find out next episode. So like I am like, what else could V possibly be hiding aside from, like, when I was younger, my mom died? Like, there's a weird thing.
I think she was just going to tell Tough about what happened with Cash. I don't think there was anything else there. I took that as I have to tell you something.
Oh,
I'm just going to tell you.
I feel like she
was crying her eyes out. She buries her head in Tough's chest.
But why would they
tell you something, which is, we kissed earlier, Cash and I kissed, and then Cash just said, I got to go after Missy.
No,
that's all she's going to tell him.
I mean,
no. Okay, go ahead, Aaron.
There's the bit with Gus's mom, or like,
yeah, of course, yeah.
So whatever happened in Texas, I think V comes clean about.
She said it was in the hospital. She clearly was giving money to the hospital where V's mom died.
But why is that such a big?
They don't know about V's mom.
Who cares? But I also don't know why I'm supposed to like care about V's mom dying. Like, and I know that sounds heartless, but I don't know. What am I supposed to do with that?
Who cares if Gus is
Well, here's the thing, Brandon, Dan. The cool thing is that we know for sure the show's going to stick the landing with whatever it is.
Yeah. They'll make it count. They'll make it count for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm intrigued by the start of next episode, I guess. But, there's enough that will happen in this episode that for this show was entertaining.
Entertaining? That's what we're going to start calling this show, I think.
Oh, no, I don't think
is even when it's entertaining is what you said.
No.
You said it.
Dan, go ahead,
with
bud.
your horse hat on.
Go ahead, bud. Go
entertaining. You can't say that. It's a PG show.
Go ahead, Dan.
You can't say
You've said it more than I have.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Bride. You had more happen plot-wise in this episode than you've had happen all year, and it couldn't have been worse. Look, first of all, you clearly want Cash and Missy to end up together. Great. Ryan has already waxed poetic about how terrible it is to start with that and not be willing to change. Even when Cash's best chemistry with Missy is when she's not on screen with him. His best moments thinking about Missy and talking about Missy are when she's not around. It's terrible chemistry. I have never seen such a ham-fisted plot device to get us to what they want us to get to. Ever.
The show's best scenes continue to be with Marcus Rosner.
Correct. The best scenes are with a dead guy. Gus wasn't even buying what he was saying in this episode. And the Cash Valeria chemistry was off the charts, and then all of a sudden it's gone. The Gus Missy chemistry is off the charts. Now it's gone. And then we're supposed to care once again about what they're going to call the stadium and where the belt buckle is and why this mustache guy showed back up in a fancy car. Guys, you have enough plot lines you're screwing up to stop introducing more boring ones. It is not good. And we got 2 left. And the only thing I can think of is they rushed this Cash Missy thing because they know they're not getting renewed. And so that is my only hope here, is that this show isn't renewed. And that's why they tried to get to the end of this thing as fast as they possibly could.
But this is my problem, Dan. Like, the chemistry that Cash has with V is so much better than what they have, what he has with Missy. But their whole thing is like, well, look at this flashback. We're going to show you this one flashback, and it's going to show you that he really, really cares for Missy and that Austin didn't really care about her. Well, you know what else we found out this episode is that Missy really loved Austin.
Really loved Austin.
Real deal loved him.
The other thing is, Bran, that's a flashback. It's episode 8. They could just have scrapped this plot line. We don't need to, Cash kind of has a thing for Missy. By episode 8, and they've seen dailies, they've put it together episodes. That flashback didn't even need to exist. There was a very easy path to have a couple relationships be the only thing that the audience are gravitating towards. And instead we said, nah, let's not do that.
I don't know. Maybe we're shouting into a wall and everybody else outside the wall is all about Missy and Cash.
I've not heard anyone who's like all in on Missy and Cash. Anyone. And we have people in the Double Decker Facebook group that would tell us if they were invested in that storyline. I don't get it.
I get it.
But they are doing a disservice to Rodeo. And
Fran hates Rodeo now.
Ron Klepper.
I
got another review this week if you want.
Oh, wonderful. Maybe we'll save that for the fields because I can't imagine you have one. Dan, did you do your hot take?
Yeah, I did my hot
Let's
take.
get to the fields. Ryan, any fields for you, bud?
Believe it or not, I have 2. Which even shocked me myself. Cash tells V that friends are forever, and that really was the Zack Attack's best song. So that was the first one.
Yeah, of course.
Friends forever.
And then but the real one here is, and I feel like I've said this, a version of this every week or close to it, that the comedy, the over-the-top nature for those few 90 seconds when they actually spilled a drink on the dress, and then there's the characters are collaborating, trying to fix it. And I'm not saying it's good, but it was over the top. It was in the vein of screwball comedy. And I'm like, maybe this show would have been better if it was screwball comedy. And I feel like I say that every week, to where I just realized that maybe this show would be better if it was anything other than what it actually is. Like, it's just because anytime they try something, I feel something. Anytime it's the status quo, it just doesn't work. So I think that counts as a feels. And I still can't believe that the Zack Attack sold out the Forum. That was impressive, Zach.
It is
It
impressive.
really was impressive. Very impressive. I don't have a feels. I was gonna try to muster my way through.
Wow.
Well, I mean, my feels is what's the kiss? between V and Cash.
Yeah.
It was a great kiss.
And they just rent it. Just absolutely just like, no thanks.
Dan, you got the feels for us?
Yeah, here's a review I found on Google. This is from Randy Blankenship. Randy.
Come on.
We all know Randy Blankenship.
Randy
Come on.
left
right
this-
now.
Randy left this a week ago. He gives it 1 star. Thought the show on rodeos would have more action. So far, the most harrowing episode involved harvesting the hay before it rained. Boring. Then I'm asked to believe.
Did you write this review?
Then I'm asked to believe the son Cash is learning to be a professional bull rider, training from his barrel racing sister-in-law. So far, this has been a major disappointment. I'm not sure who the riders are for this show, but maybe stick with something you know, because it's not rodeos.
Good job, Randy.
Woo!
Randy.
Blankenship.
Blankenship. Randy's bringing it strong.
Randy brought it strong.
Oh,
Yeah.
Randy should listen to the show. He might like it. Feel like Randy's that kind of guy. And I don't just let it. If somebody finds some review by Randy, we don't condone it. I don't know what else he's reviewing out there.
I mean, last week we read one by Ron Klepper. We don't condone anything he says.
No,
so
no.
it'll be very clear.
I'll say a quick break. We'll come back and we will get to the way what and the ride or die. Here, thank the Hallmark. And I've got quite the ride or die update for you. Well, welcome back, ninjas. We're talking about Ride Season 1, Episode 8. It's time for the Wait What. We're talking about what in this episode made us go, wait, what? Ryan, I'll throw it over your way.
Thank you, Brand. I have 4.
Good catch.
Thank you. I understand it's a high-profile wedding with rich people, but
Yeah.
one single wedding at this struggling
No
ranch will, quote, make it the top wedding venue in the state?
No world.
Right?
No world, no way, no how. What if we get this right, we'll be the #1 wedding venue in the state of Colorado. No, you will not. No, you will not.
That didn't try. I guess I thought maybe it was slightly plausible, but at the same time, that just sounded ridiculously far-fetched. Good to know I was in the ballpark. Speaking of that wedding, they took the wedding dress to what only can be described as like a set piece from the Saw franchise. Like, where was this on the? I mean, like, this was highly disturbing scenery, and the lights weren't on.
All they needed was like a few mannequins in the background. Like, hey, we got the dress in from France. Quick, take it to the darkest room in the place.
Yeah. You know what we don't need to fix a dress? Light. We
Yeah,
don't know.
but plenty of coffee.
Yeah, but natural light, actual, not needed. There's this one scene between Nancy Travis and the love interest. Still haven't learned his name. It's really not important. And I think it's after everybody left, or maybe it's right. But I think it was before, actually. She's gonna go talk to Rich Dad about like how the name should be the McMurray ranch place, rodeo place. And like the way that it was shot, I genuinely had no idea who she was talking to. They never went in close on the guy. And like, this isn't like, it's not like this is Cash. It's like, if you're not really paying attention to the show, and I wish I didn't have to, you don't know who this guy is. And then in one fell swoop, you're not really sure who he's talking to. And by the time you figure it out, he's saying, you know what you need to do? You need to go talk to him about love languages because love languages, because you just got to understand. And I swear, that had nothing to do with what she did. Like, she goes to Dylan Neal and she's just like, no, we're not calling it the rich guy rodeo place. What does that have to do with love languages? And that's it. I kick it to Brand.
Yeah. I was reading this book called The Secret. If you wish for it.
Love languages. Love a good love. What's your love language, Ryan?
Doing this show with you two.
Yeah, of course it is. Quality time. I thought so.
Yeah. But
You're a quality time guy.
It didn't have anything to do with the episode, though. Let me tell you.
You know what? Ryan's really good at words of affirmation.
Yeah. He is good at words. That's
all
true.
The time.
Ryan is one of the most, this is true. We're getting sentimental here. No. Ryan is one of the kindest, like, dudes. I mean, just super encouraging. True story.
Well, I feel that way about both of you as well.
I mean, God bless you, sir. I get that all the time.
Yeah, it's your first word association. Yeah.
I have two. Okay, so the writers had an idea for this episode, which would be, wouldn't it be fun if Gus and Cash were left alone in a room together?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's how they get there. And I just want to talk this through. This conversation takes place in the dark, scary room. So you're wondering to yourself, we know we want to get Gus to the scary room. How do we get him there? Well, let's have him just kind of wander in. And when we press him, he just says, I'm hiding from my mom. Classic. Something that they haven't set up at all. And also his mom, we know, is in a meeting.
That's right.
You can't just say things.
Sure can't.
You can't just say things. You can't just say you're hiding from your mom, a relationship that we didn't know that he doesn't really like or is trying to avoid. And also she's in a meeting. You can't just do whatever you want to just to get things to happen.
I don't know if you know this, Brand, but you 100% can.
Yeah, I know.
You are on the Hallmark Channel. It has never stopped anyone before in any movie.
That's
fair. Like the argument I have of every Christmas movie. You can't just do things.
Yeah. But it's Christmas when they do
but
those
it's
things.
Christmas.
You're like, yes, you can. It's the Christmas spirit,
magic.
Dan.
It's Christmas magic can do anything.
That's right.
This is not that.
That's true.
This is July.
Last but not least, they all accuse Missy of murder. Oh, no.
Wait for it. It's entertaining. They all accuse Missy of breaking up a marriage, a wedding. You got it.
And they're like, we're all leaving. Cut to the next scene, and Missy is somehow run in front of them and is waiting for them at the barn to see them off.
Yeah.
Even though they had already walked off, and there's like a conversation that somehow she had already gotten to the barn. I don't know why she would want to. After what just happened and the way that they treated her. But she says, you know what? I need to see them off. I need to make sure that I say goodbye to them. That whole thing was wild and weird to me. Dano?
You guys took most of mine, but I do have a couple about this wedding dress. First of all, it is said that this wedding dress was worked on for 1,500 hours by
Did they really say that?
By 5 seamstresses. Yeah.
Did they say that?
They did. And I need to be very clear, Rod, you're paying these seamstresses $4.67 an hour. And that is not a fair wage. It is old French lace, though. We also get that information. But my favorite part about the wedding dress is that this is a $35,000 wedding dress. And they have shipped it ahead to a barrel racer and a ranch hand to hold on to for them until they arrive. Now, are they coming in on a helicopter? Sure. Could it fit a wedding dress? You bet you. But what if the barrel racer and ranch hand got it ahead of time, got it out and started poking around at it? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. What? This wedding dress took 1,500 hours to make, and you're going to send it out to 2 cowgirls to just like look at? Get out of here. Get out of here, Ride. Stupid.
It's not like they handle wedding dresses all the time. Like, it's not like that's their job.
It isn't at all.
They just say, let's just give it a shot.
Just like, you know what? Let's send it out there. Just send it.
I will say this ranch has the potential to be the most sought after wedding venue in all of Colorado. So let's just send the wedding dress there. Let's just send it. It's not yet the most sought after wedding venue, but it could be. It could be. That's good enough reason.
Yeah.
Send it ahead.
They got cowboy. They got hay, right? They got machines that work. They got a barn. Send them the wedding dress. Send them the wedding dress.
It just
wedding
makes
dress.
Sense. It's just a wedding dress.
That's all it is.
Who cares?
That is a level of stupid that When Calls the Heart only aspires to.
Give me When Calls the Heart.
Yeah.
Just give it to me. I'm ready for it. It's time for Ride or Die, where we talk about it and decide. Ryan, what are you riding or dying this week, bud?
I am only dying this week, both on the inside. And then, Brandon, I'm actually going to piggyback off your first wait what, because the show had a prime opportunity to make Cash and Iota more likable. They finagle their way to get Cash and Gus in the Saw room alone. And all it would take to make Cash, who they've begged us for 8 episodes to care about, and nobody really does, except for when he's with Valeria's. All Cash had to do was go, you know what? I'm sorry for being a jerk face that day. You know what the show, Dan, you know what the show does instead? They have Gus apologize first, and then they have Gus break up with Missy. Yeah. This show stinks.
Ryan is fed up.
Ryan's having a tough day.
He's fed up. I love it.
Having a tough day. Well, I do have an update for everybody. The beard guy is back, and he did talk.
Oh, yeah, he did.
So episode 8 is how far we made it, to where we could see a character and never hear him. So congratulations to him for getting paid this week. I'm very, very happy for him. I got Dan.
So I was driving down Lawrence Road the other day.
Yes. I know that.
And I went all the way down the motor mile, turned left on Woodruff.
I know that road
to go down to Target there.
Right.
I made every light.
Wow.
Bro.
Every light until the left turn from my house all the way down to Woodruff. I made every light.
You were riding, man.
I was riding.
And there's people that don't believe in God.
That's right.
There are people that can witness that
and say there's not a
say
creator.
it's just by circumstance.
What a great ride.
It's a great ride.
What a great ride. That's a great ride. We did, everybody. Congratulations.
Best episode of the season. Best episode of the season.
Yeah.
Only
for
2 more. Only 2 more episodes. Ever? I don't know.
Yes.
That word hasn't come out yet.
We can decide that for ourselves, Brand.
We can't.
They can renew it, and we can say no.
There's no way that happens. There's no way that we can't. Guys, let us know. What should we watch after this? What should we watch? It's got to make it to end of July. Is that when Coastal Heart
July
comes
29th
back?
or something? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Virgin time, Virgin River.
I can't say virgin.
That's worse than entertaining.
Chesapeake Shores is a lot of seasons. My concern is I don't want to.
Seasons. It's 46 episodes.
Do we want to go something current or
wait? Chesapeake Shores is only 46 episodes.
No, that was Virgin River.
Virgin River.
Chesapeake Shores is more than that.
Because Chesapeake Shores we can do in conjunction.
I only know that because we had a guest on that loved it. Oh no, we talked to Dara on her podcast, and she really liked the first 5 seasons or 4 seasons, and then didn't like seasons 5 and 6.
Someone's saying Seventh Heaven, which I'm not against. I'm not against talking about Seventh Heaven.
No.
How many? 6 seasons in the movie. All right. Well, just let us know. I would like, ideally, I don't mind doing it in conjunction with When Calls the Heart, because Jax is coming in for When Calls the Heart. I just don't want to go until January without seeing Ryan on a weekly basis. I'm not interested in living that life.
No.
So we got to figure something out.
We got to figure
do. The Good Witch, hard pass. We'll be back next time with another one. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.